Ngiphinde ngibingelele bazalwane egameni lenkosi yethu Jesu. Soqhubeka nama-reform lines ethu. Njengoba sazi ukuthi-ke ama-waymarks ayi-5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bese siba nolayini omkhulu. Lo line siwubiza ukuthi 144,000. Then bese siba nolayini akesibhale 144,000 lo line omkhulu osuka eqaleni kwe-history kuze kuyobuya uKristu. Bese siba nolayini abayi-3 balama groups ayi-3 esikhulume ngawo: priest, Levites, and the Nethinims. So there's 2 calls in the church, and then there's 1 call in the world. So yiwo-ke lama lines ethu. So into esifuna ukuyenza nje namhlanje sifuna ukungena into details mesibheka lama lines abukeka esimple njengoba siwabona, but if you go deeper or ubhekisisa kahle eduze lapha uzothola ukuthi there's 2-way marks, right? There's 2-way marks lapha ya. So kuwo wonke ke lama dispensations uzothola these 2-way marks kuwo wonke, siyabona. So leyo nto sifuna ukuyi-establisha ke njengamanje siqala ukuthola ukuthi lama waymarks esikhuluma ngawo siwathola kanjani. So you have these 5 waymarks amakhulu, these big waymarks, but in between la you will have these 2 waymarks. So ilento ke esifuna ukuyenza ke njengamanje. So sizosusa la kwamanje, right? Bese ke sisebenzisela ibhodi elincane. Right now ke ama waymarks amakhulu, we have these 2 waymarks, but it esisho sithi in between we have 2 waymarks. These lama waymarks amancane, these small ones. So right before siqale sifuna uqala ngayo, sifuna uqala ngo Ezekiel chapter 1. So Ezekiel chapter 1 siqale sifunde uverse 16. So ivision ka Ezekiel le, and then verse 16 abe sethi the appearance of the wheels. So ubona ama wheels, the appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So uthi ubona wheel, right? Nali wheel, but kodwa manje angithi there are wheels maningi ngendlela wabona ngayo uthi it's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So ibhala sithi kanje lento noma ingayiphi indlela oyibona ngayo, it's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Maybe if ufaka amanye so kuzogcina kuyinto ekanje le. It's a wheel in the middle of a wheel, right? So uyayibona ke ukuthi lama wheels are complicated ngaleyo ndlela. Ake sizwe Ellen White ukuthi uthi lama wheels are representable. So sifunda Prophets and Kings, page 535 to 537. Quote, as the wheel-like complications were under the guidance of the hand beneath the wings of the cherubim, so the complicated play of human events is under the divine control. So uthini ke manje uJehova sibona these wheels, wheel-like complications, and you see these wheels, they are complicated, right? But Ezekiel kuthiwa they are under the guidance of the angel. You can establish that on your own time. So bese kuthiwa, so the complicated play of human events is under the divine control. So lama wheels are representani complicated play of human events. Ama events law, these are human events. Get la complicated ngayo, but are under divine control. Skubel. Amidst the strife and tumult of nations, he that sitteth above the cherubim still guides the affairs of this earth. The history of nations speaks to us today. To every nation and to every individual, God has assigned a special a place in his great plan. Today, men and nations are being tested by the plummet in the hand of him who makes no mistake. Siyatestwa nje ububona nje. Nama nations are tested. All are by their own choice deciding their destiny, and God is overruling all for the accomplishment of his purposes. The prophecies which the great I Am has given in his word, uniting link after link in the chain of events, from eternity in the past to eternity in the future, tells us where we are today in the procession of the ages and what may be expected in the time to come. So, in history, it is complicated like these wheels. Siyabona? And then kuthiwa le history futhi iyasithesta, and then bese kuthiwa futhi le history is connected like a chain. It's like a link after link. You have link after link, and it's like a chain from eternity to eternity. It's like a chain, right? All that prophecy has foretold as coming to pass until the present time has been traced on the pages of history, and we may be assured that all which is yet to come will be fulfilled in its order. So kuthiwa these are the wheels. Itebe sekuyona nje le ukuthi then bese kuthiwa these wheels yini ama complicated play of human events. So ama events law, this is history. So in history, it is connected like a chain. Bese kuthiwa futhi it is complicated. These are complicated human events. Now, are complicated, but now uzoyi understand kanjani into complicated ngalolu hlobo. This is why we use these reform lines. Siyabona? This is why God has given us these reform lines. So ama reform lines akunikezana azokwenzana, azozama uku-explainela into eyenzekayo emhlabeni, because into ezenzekayo emhlabeni is complicated. So but now if lezi zinto mase sizidweba manje in a line, and uyabona, and then we try to build waymarks njengoba senza sizama ukubeka these waymarks, uyabona, and so sizama to simplify ukuthi lento complicated at least ibe simplified ngalolu hlobo. So history it is not simple ngalendlela osiyibona ngayo. Siyabona, history is complicated like these wheels abonwa uEzekiel. Siyabona, but now we bese sifika nalama lines, we apply our methodology, agricultural model isinikeze these 5 steps. Siyabona, ama steps says 10. Mawutshala you have plowing, angithi, because phela uzokwenzani, uzovula ngetractor and uzovula o-line ngetractor, angithi uyabona, lama lines owavulayo ngetractor. Siyabona, So sithi ke manje these lines mesikhuluma ngalabo line ke manje njengoba ubona sibadwebe ebhodini njengoba ubabona this line upon line we are plowing. So le message iza iqhamuka ngama lines siyabona. And then this is how we are plowed, or indlela esizohlakulwa ngayo ke manje to prepare us to receive these messages and to understand these complicated events. So sithe plowing mawutshala ngithi, and then bese uyatshala the righteous, a good seed, right? Uma sowutshalile bese kuqhamuka iblade, bese kuqhamuka isitshalo angithi, then kudingeka imvula njalo. This is this early rain esikhuluma ngayo, right? And then bese kufunekani manje latter rain, siyabo? And then latter rain izovuthiswa leya fruit ekulesa sihlahla, siyabona? And so after that it's harvest, right? Now lisikela lethu, it's harvest time, right? So sithi ile samukenza nje la uNkulunkulu usinikeza le structure ke manje ukuze sikwazi understand these complicated events, siyabona? So this is why ubona sikhuluma ngalezi zinto. All right. So sithi ke into esifuna ukuyenza, we want to understand more because khona into eyenzekayo la sisula la. So if you look closer now, we have these two-way marks, but in between city there are two-way marks, right? I guess zamu establish a lento. Sithola a pattern. What is a pattern? A pattern, it is something okay wayibona before. So uthi moyibona into ubona hayi lento ngayibona before iyafana nenye into oke wayibona before. Why we recognize her? Because you see a pattern konto okwazi ukuyirecognize la ukuthi hayi ngiyibonile before lento ongamanye amazwi iyafana nento oke wayibona ngamanye amazwi ke manje it is being repeated, siyabona? Now sithi ke khona ipattern esiyibonayo kulama reform lines. For example, ake sithathe William Miller, isikhathi sa William Miller, time of the end, isikhathi sa William Miller, right? And then i-waymark elandelayo 1840, right? So mesibheka la we see ukuthi kunama waymarks ayi2 before ufike kuleya waymark yesibili, right? For example, ake somewhere ukufunda something la. So city ngo 1798 is the time of the end, right? And then we say there's an increase of knowledge. So, but we can have these waymarks I2 azusicacisela ngehistory eyenzekayo la kulesi space, siyabona? So ake sifundeke sifundi great controversy ke njengamanje, page 329 paragraph 2. He had devoted 2 years to the study of the Bible when in 1818 he reached the solemn conviction that in about 25 years Christ would appear for the redemption of his people. I need not speak, says Miller, of the joy that filled my heart in view of the delightful prospect, nor of the ardent longings of my soul for a participation in the joys of the redeemed. So William Miller uthi uspende 2 years studying these scriptures, and then after 2 years, so 2016, right? And then to 1816, sorry, and then waqeda 1818. So meqeda conclude ukuthi uKristu uyabuya nini within about 25 years from here, right? So sithi-ke manje uMiller manje is having this increase of knowledge. So we mark this point ukuthi when we talk about this increase of knowledge, iliphi point esingalimaka la? Nali point esilimakayo, increase of knowledge. Kule period uMiller meseqedile ama studies akhe. So Miller is understanding his message manje, right? And so sithi-ke manje mesiqhubeka sibona enye i-waymark futhi la. So le waymark inini? Ake sifunde. Great Controversy, page 333. In 1833, 2 years after Miller began to present in public the evidences of Christ's soon coming, the last of the signs appeared which were promised by the Savior as tokens of his second advent. Said Jesus, "The stars shall fall from heaven." And John in the Revelation declared, as he beheld in vision the scenes that should herald the day of God, "The stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind." This prophecy received a striking and impressive fulfillment in the great meteoric shower of November 13, 1833. Right? So, 1833, izinkanyezi ziyawa. But uMiller uqale nini ukupreacher? 2 years before. So again, 1831 to 1833. Sibonani manje. Yonke le information uMiller manje is ready to take it to the people. Se ready manje ukuthi ayoyipreacher, and ngokuwa kwezinkanyezi manje this message city is gonna be formalized or strengthened. The message kaMiller yokubuya kwaKristu. So sithi le waymark sizoyibiza ngokuthi it's a formalization. It's a formalization. First, there's an increase of knowledge, and then there's a formalization. So, formalization sikhuluma ngani? Ukuthi manje i-message is ready, it is ready to test the people. Siyabona? And mase kuyizinkanyezi la, even the message of Miller manje, it is formalized. Ukuthi ke mesifika la, abantu they can be tested ngale message. Sivuthiwe ihlangene manje, and uMiller is preaching it. So le period or this waymark iphenduke ibe yinike manje, it's a test. So ihamba kanjalo nje le pattern. You have time of the end. This is where the message is unsealed. Time of the end, the message is unsealed, right? And then we see the increase of knowledge. This is Daniel 12 verse 4, when the message is unsealed, right? And so the message is unsealed, and we see this increase of knowledge, right? See Marka 18:16, And then bese sibona this formalization, sithi message manje it is ready to test the people. Then bese emva kwalokho bese kuba yini i-test. So sithi i-pattern le into esiyibonayo le ilokhu iqhubeka yenzeka as lama waymarks eqhubeka. So sibheka enye futhi i-pattern or enye i-dispensation. Again uzothi mubheka la sizothini la okay, ake siya ku 1844 sisalandela lama patterns esikhuluma ngawo. Ake sithi ukufunda kancane nje sibheke le history, right? Kuni quotation esifuna ukuyifunda la. Okay, the quotation quote. This is Joseph Bates, biography ka Joseph Bates le esiquota njengamanje la. Sizonikeza i-quotation sizonika i-quotation la. All right, but angibe ngifunda ingathi ikhathile la. Okay, uthi Joseph Bates uye ke manje explainela ukuthi ke kwenzekani kule history ya 1844 because now bekhona. At midnight a cry was raised. So sikhuluma ke manje ngaleya history ke akithi uyakhumbula ukuthi baba disappointed uChristu i-disappointment yokuqala, and then wangabuya uChristu, and then after that but discover a tearing time ukuthi I know ama virgins kuthiwa azelalala ngenxa ye delay umyeni engafiki. So this delay is part and parcel of i-prophecy. So ilonto abazoyithola ke manje, but from 19 April onwards ke manje bazobe sebe discover the tearing time, and then these messages azobe seqala phansi ke manje sebeza manje ne new date. Angithi yakhumbula ukuthi ke manje sebekhuluma ngo-October 22nd, this date ke manje ebese beyipointa la. All right, then ke kuthiwa at midnight a cry was raised, the bridegroom is coming, go ye out to meet him. Then all the virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. We have already shown that the tearing time of the bridegroom by the prophetic periods was 6 months, beginning the 19th April down to October 1844. So 19 April esikhuluma ngayo ilama virgins ezovuka, and then ila bezo understand khona ukuthi I know there's a tearing time lento besisho. In fact, vision it's in 1844, not leya date yokuqala ebesikade sicabanga ukuthi yona, right? The midnight of this dark stupid time would be about July 20th. So ukhuluma nge-midnight ukuthi i-midnight from or Ellen White zoyibeka ngokuthi yana midway. So ake sibheke kanje lento. Angizama ucomplicate izinto la, sizama ukusimplify. Remember salandela leya pattern. So into sitshela yona uJoseph Bates usitshela ngo-October 22nd lo simaziyo, abese ezositshela ngokuthi ama virgins avuke nini April 19th, right? So abese thini midway or the midpoint. So midpoint between April 19 and October 22nd is uthi about July 20th. Uti about July 20th. So this is July 21. We know. So this is the midpoint between lesiskhathi ama-versions evuka. Midpoint. Alright, qhubeka, just bear with me nalento esizama ukuyenza la. So remember, establish a lower line. So into esizoyenza ke manje, because usitshelwa midpoint. So midpoint nayi midpoint kahle kahle. So ulo July 21st lo sikhuluma ngayo 1844 is the midpoint, right? Uye lo. So sifuna ukuthola ukuthi kwenzekani from here to here. Remember, sifuna ukulandela leya pattern. So uyaqhubeka ukuzositshela abesethi ke the midnight of this dark stupid time would be about July 20th. S.S. Snow, Samuel Snow gave the true midnight cry in the tabernacle in Boston at this time, and it was received by the virgins in a different light from what it ever was before. He says he had been trying to make people believe it before, but without effect, because it was generally believed, as we had been taught from 1840, that the midnight cry embraced the whole subject, even beginning back to the French Revolution. So let me simplify yonke into esiyifundayo ukuzuza ukuthi kwenzekani. Uthi Samuel Snow uke wazama ukuyipreacher this midnight cry message. Midnight cry message yiphi manje la? Le understanding yokuthi uKristu akabuyi ngalowa March 21 kahle kahle in the beginning of the year, ubuya October 22nd. Siyabona. So this is the midnight cry, because the message le ezovusa ama-virgins manje, and ama-Millerites understood that this is the fulfillment of the 10 virgins, of the parable of the 10 virgins. So beginning in Boston, so kushiwo njalo la, sibheke kahle ke manje ngakususa lo uthi uSamuel Snow ngike ngazama ukuyipreacher lento kwenye indawo, lento yokuthi le date entsha, but ngangazwakala kahle. But beginning eBoston indawo ke America le, uzoshumayela uSamuel Snow khona camp meeting la ngo July 21st. Utheme eqala eshumayela manje about this October 22nd, ila abantu beqala manje ukuyizwa kahle lento kade zama ukuyipreacher manje, engathi sekuyaqala yezwakala manje, yabo. And uzothi meqhubeka aphinda sitshela futhi ngenye camp meeting, uzositshela ngenye camp meeting futhi, and a camp meeting was held in Concord, New Hampshire, somewhere about the 1st of August. Here, as we afterwards learned, the cry resounded throughout the camp. So again futhi kuzoba khona any camp meeting. The camp meeting inini ingo August 1. Siyabona, ikuphi le? It's a Concord indawo futhi le Concord, right? So iphinde yapreachwa le message iyahlangana iyakhula. Remember, we are dealing with this increase of knowledge. So izophinde preachwa futhi le message okwesithathu on the 12th of August. Another was held in Exeter, New Hampshire. On my way there, something like the following seemed to be continually forcing upon my mind. So any camp meeting futhi la iyaqala ngo 12 to 17, 5 days, but we know ukuthi August 15, i-message ke la ilizo thola indawo ke manje. August 15 le camp meeting ethiwa i-Exeter. So ila ke manje abantu bezoyi-understanda kahle ke manje imission kaSnow, imessage kaSnow, ila ke manje bezoyithatha ke in power to the world, or to all the cities in America, to all the states, to prepare the people for the coming of Christ on October 22nd. So sithi kuthathe ama-camp meetings ayi-3 ukuze to fulfill this time period, ukuthi abantu babe prepared for the coming of the Lord. So now lama camp meeting, Boston, Concord, Exeter. So kahle le structure ukwasibona angithi sithe sikhuluma ngama patterns. So the structure is the same structure sike sasibona lapha ukuthi here at midpoint kahle kushuthi kwenzekani la. This is the time of the end la, because abantu basebumnyameni angithi abaqondi kahle ukuthi uKristu ubuya nini, but disappointed abantu angithi. Now kuzoqhamuka this increase of knowledge. So it was here usho njalo uSnow la abantu baqala manje bezwa ukuthi hey, le message yokubuya kwaKristu ngempela ikhona after a disappointment angithi. So this is an increase of, or time of the end, isikhathi sokuphela kokungazi, qhamuka knowledge njengamanje. So i-camp meeting yesibili sithe imakani, increase of knowledge angithi uyakhumbula silandela leya pattern. And then yesithathu sithi this is a formalization. Siyabona, the message is formalized njengamanje ngo-August 15 ila abantu bayi-understanda ke manje ukuthi le message bayithatha manje bayishumayela ke manje. So siyibona ke leyanto, we see these patterns, time of the end, increase of knowledge, formalization, and then what? And then the test. Angithi yonke sishort. And then people are tested. Just like here, time of the end, unsealing, increase of knowledge, umila ngesikhathi enza ama studies zakhe for 2 years, 18 uthi sengiyayi understand yonke le message, but uzolinda until 1831 la zonikezwa khona ama credentials noma permission yokuthi le message I presented to the churches ila ivuthwa khona le message, mase kuwa masters, this message is formalized ukuthi ke manje people can be tested ngo 1840. So sithi ke ilama patterns, there are two kulama waymarks ayi-2 into esishoyo nje, we see these 2 waymarks in between. Siyabona. So just bear this in mind. So sithi ke lesi structure sisithatha la kule history yama Millerites mesikhuluma ngalama camp meetings, Boston, Concord, Exeter camp meetings, sibona le increase of knowledge about ukuthi uKristu uyabuya ngo-October 22nd, right? So sithi ke lesi structure siyazibona ukuthi lento it is established mawulandela kahle in the Bible. Now kumanje sizoya kwi-Great Controversy. I-Great Controversy izosinikeza ama-waymarks ayi-3. Mawufunda i-Great Controversy izokunikeza 3 waymarks at the end of the world. Remember, still these histories are complicated, but lama lines afike azama ukusimplify lento complicated. I-Great Controversy sinikeze Sunday law, yasinikeza close of probation, when Michael stands up, Daniel 12:1, and then everybody izosinikeza the second coming of Christ, right? These are the 3 waymarks sizo establish manje, because sifuna ukuthi sibone le principle esikhuluma ngayo njengamanje. Yipi principle? Ukuthi khona ama waymarks ayi-2, small ones in between, njengoba sisho khona ama waymarks ayi-2 la, right? Ake sizame uku-establish lento esikhulumayo. Siyazi ukuthi there's going to be a Sunday law, and then after that kube khona this loud cry. Right, so sizofaka i-loud cry la. We're gonna try to see ukuthi soyibona kanjani lonto, but engicela sifocus ukona ilawa yi2 close of probation lesiyaziyo when Daniel 12:1 ethi Michael stands up. So siyazi ukuthi la umusa uvaliwa ngithi umubi makabe mubi njalo, omuhle makabe muhle njalo, right? Siyayazi lonto. Ake sibone ukuthi iliphi i-waymark elandelayo after sekwenzeke lonto. Inxeba ivaliwe, umusa uvaliwe. 7 last plagues are being poured out, right? So, if you Greek controversy, page 626, right? Paragraph 1. Kuthiwa la, as the decree issued by the various rulers of Christendom against commandment keepers shall withdraw the protection of government and abandon them to those who desire their destruction, the people of God will flee from the cities and villages and associate together in companies, dwelling in the most desolate and solitary places. So, after close of probation, in the landelayo, that decree, sifundile ngithi ukuthi abantu kuzolandelana manje that decree lesi sikhathi ama rulers omhlaba decide ukuthi labantu laba abangafuni ukuphula imithetho kaNkulunkulu mababulawo, right? So that decree elandelayo lapha ya. And so bese uqhubeka futhi uzwe ukuthi khona enye waymark futhi esitholayo la. Great Controversy 640 paragraph 2, right? Kuthiwa la, khumbula sikhuluma manje ngokubuya kwaKristu. Before Christ abuye kuzokwenzekani? The voice of God is heard from heaven, declaring the day and hour of Jesus' coming and delivering the everlasting covenant to his people. Right? Before Christ abuye kuthiwa voice kaNkulunkulu izozwakala in heaven, declaring the time and the hour, ngithi, declaring the day and the hour of Jesus' coming. So engabuyi uKristu khona izwi elizwakalayo elizotshela abantu ukuthi uKristu ubuya nini. So sithi we see time, something to do with time kule waymark, yabona. So again, into esi-establishayo la ukuthi between these two waymarks, these lama waymarks amakhulu, there's small ones. Again, siyasho ke manje i-decree, that decree, bese uboneni la, there's something about time. Angithi uyabona, ivoice kaNkulunkulu izwakala izotshela abantu ukuthi uKristu ubuya nini. Angakabuyi abantu bazotshelwa ukuthi uKristu ubuya nini. Siyibona liyana. So ilezi zinto ke esifuna uku-establisha ke manje. Again sibona lama waymarks ayi2 amancane lapha ya. So ilonto nje esizama ukuyi-establish njengamanje. So into engifuna sinote nje la, siyibona leya waymark, this formalization la, it's about time, right? And if ubheka la le waymark esikhuluma ngayo la, August 15, it's about time. it's about time ukuthi uKristu ubuya nini and bane date angithi uyabona. So sithi ke enye izinto esifuna ke sibhekeke la ukuthi uKristu unganika idate ukuthi babuya nini ubuya nini and ba predict idate la. So kanjalo futhi nala if uKristu ebuya lapha ya or nje bezobuya nje basifunda iGreat Controversy ubanikeza the day and the hour of his coming. Sayibona yani. So leya formalization leya, it's about time. Sayibona yani, because this is an increase of knowledge. Then bese siba ne formalization. So leyo nto engifuna sibheke ke kulezi zinto si note nje basiqhubeka sifunda nje. Right. So into esiyenza ke manje lesikhathi esisele sizozama ukuphinde sigcwalise labo line lama waymarks ethu. Uyakhumbula ke indlela ebesifunda ngayo sithe sifunda uline kaKristu no line we 144,000. Line we 144,000 uline wethu lo. This omega history of modern Israel. History kaKristu, it's omega history of ancient Israel. Tell lama lines ayafana siyabona. So sisasho yona leyo nto ukuthi nje basikhuluma 144,000 nje la uline wethu, but also sokhuluma ngoline kaKristu at the same time. So uline kaKristu sithe uqala ngo 4 BC, right? Uline wethu uqala nini wona? 1989. Siyakhumbula ngithi. Then sathi iwaymark yesibili uline kaKristu is 27 AD. Then eyethu sathi 2001. And then uline kaKristu sathini sathi 34 AD. Then uline wethu Sunday law, right? Sathi uline kaKristu 70 AD. Ngesikhathi kwenzekani kufika the Romans, siyabona, bezo destroyer iJerusalem, right? And then sabese sithi uline wokugcina or iwaymark yokugcina it is 100 AD. Mase kwenzekani mekubuya uKristu kuleya history ebuya sifundile iquote ethu Ellen White ukufika kwaKristu ePatmos eyonikeza uJohn lesasikhileka leya revelation mayelana nani le book, the book of Revelation lizo reveal the second coming of Christ. Angithi yabo, and lutho Ellen White ukufika kwaKristu lapha it's the second coming of Christ kuleya history ngoba the first coming ufikile okokuqala nje eingane ezokhula masebuya as John, it is the second coming of Christ kuleya history. So njengoba sesho nathi ke kule history yethu we have a second coming, silindele uKristu ukuthi uzobuya ngithi uyabona. So Sunday lo close of probation, second coming njengoba wa establish lama waymarks kwi history kwi Great Controversy. So sithi ke sizama ukupopulate ke lama waymarks, sizoqala ngehistory kaKristu and ke into efanele sibhekeke ukuthi sizozama ukufaka ama waymarks lawo siwanikiwe, yabona. Esingawanikwanga angeke sikwazi ukukhuluma ngawo la, because according to Deuteronomy chapter 29 kuthiwa lezi zinto ezimbuliwe ezethu nabantwana bethu, but lezi ezingambulwanga ezikaNkulunkulu. So sizozama nje ukukhuluma ngalezi zinto ezimbuliwe esikwazi ukuzibona, right? Now sitheke 4 BC uKristu uyazalwa, and then i-waymark elandelayo eyipi kuleya history. So qala ngehistory kaKristu. I-waymark elandelayo sizokhumbula ukuthi uKristu uzothini manje. uKristu uzokhula abe ingane ehlakaniphile. Siyamkhumbula ena 12 years, angithi? And so masena 12 years uKristu wenzani? Masena 12 years uzomthola uKristu esethempelini efundisa these doctors, angithi uyabona. So ake sifunde quotation nje la ezokhanyisela lento esikhuluma ngayo. EmaBhayibhelini ethu ake sifunde uLuke chapter 2 verse 40 to 47. Luke chapter 2 verse 40 to 47. Twala, and the child grew and waxed strong in the spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days and returned, Jesus tarried. So, istory yasazi besenza introduction nje ukuthi ingane kuthiwani, and the child grew and waxed strong in the spirit, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. So ingane yakhula. So ile waymark ke le esizoyinotha nje la uJesus Christ una 12 years. Sikhuluma nge-increase of knowledge ke mesikhuluma ngale waymark. Asibe sinotha nje kanjalo nje. And then mesiqhubeka isikhathi kuzokwenzekani? John the Baptist will begin to preach, right? So sikhuluma ngoJohn ke manje preaching. Siyabona. So uJohn uyaqala uyapreacha manje. Sithe masoqala upreacha vele kusho ukuthi imessage ihlangene manje, angithi? So kusho ukuthi seyingaba test abantu, angithi siyabona. So siwitnessa ke sibona ke increase of knowledge kwi-history kaKristu lapha ya kuze kuyofika ku-27 AD, right? So sithini mesiqhubeka ke isikhathi siyaqhubeka, and then uKristu uzobaptizwa ke manje. So sizofaka ubaptism la, khumbuzane nje ukuthi 27 AD uKristu uyabaptizwa, siyabona. So nangu uKristu ebaptizwa, and then i-waymark elandelayo, because khona lama waymarks amancane ngithi prove lelo point njengamanje. So sithi after ebaptiziwe uzokhumbula ukuthi uzokwenza njani. Uzospenda 40 days and 40 nights in the wilderness. Lapha efastile attempt uSathana, ngithi siyabona. So but ipoint esiza nalo ukuthi uzobaptizwa, I spend 40 days. After 40 days ila ke manje uzozwa kuKristu ukuthi ke iministry yakhe or imission yakhe useyi-understanda, and futhi useready ke futhi manje ukuthi aqale lo msebenzi wakhe, because use strengtheniwe manje. Izingilosi zizomnikana, zizofika izingilosi zikaNkulunkulu zimnike ukudla or something to eat, zimnike lesi sinkwa ukuthi makasidle, yabona. Lesi sizomenza ke manje aqina abe namandla, siyabona. So sithi ke useready ke la ukuthi angapreach. Angithi siyazi ukuthi ukudla isinkwa yini, Revelation 10. So mawudla isinkwa or mawudla incwadi, le ncwadi ekukhulunywa ngayo ku-Revelation 10. So this message ekufanele manje uyidle wena ube suphila ngayo. right? Kusho ukuthi you are ready even to preach le message. Uyabona? And so ke manje sithi sibona uKristu ke manje after 40 days 40 nights use-ready. And then emva kwalokho kuzobe sekwenzekani? So khumbula sikhuluma nge-increase of knowledge kule history njengamanje. Uyabona? So then formalization kuzokwenzekani manje? eCana, this is Cana. So eCana isemshadweni. So emshadweni kwenzekani? And so emshadweni ila ke manje wonke umuntu ezoprova ke manje. Everyone will see ukuthi truly ngempela uChrist is the Messiah ngoba uzoshintsha amanzi lapha awenze iwine. Angithi yabona? So this formalization manje abantu manje they believing ngempela babona isign ke manje. Angithi yabo ukuthi ngempela uMessiah lo. Uyabona? So ke sibona sisahamba ngokuyiko yini. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm dealing with the big line. I'm moving ahead of myself. I'm ukuthi too fast. I don't even see ukuthi nguphi. Sorry. We are dealing with a big line. Line omkhulu, not a small line. That's my mistake. So now Italiano from 27 AD kulo line omkhulu. Increase of knowledge yakhona, the formalization. It's the cross. Increase of knowledge yakhona, and then it is Pentecost. Right? First the cross, then Pentecost. Because it's lungiselela 34 AD manje, right? 34 AD kuzokwenzekani? La ama-Jews rejecta yonke le gospel. Yabona? So this increase of knowledge ke manje, it's about the Jews rejecting this gospel. First, azobethela uChrist esiphambanweni, and then Pentecost. Mawufika Pentecost, you have this divine symbol, or you have the Holy Spirit coming down, ezo empower ama disciples ukuthi aseredi ke manje to ukushumayela le gospel. Angithi uyabona? But first izoshunyelwa le gospel kwa Israel, and then after that siyazi kuzoqhamuka 34 AD. 34 AD la ama-Jews ezohlukanisa noNkulunkulu ngoba bazobethela uStephen ngamatshe lapha ya. And then uNkulunkulu abese raise uPaul ke manje upreach gospel to the world, to the Gentiles. Siyayibona liyana. So asiyibambe nje kanjalo njengoba sisho ingane yaphula, increase of knowledge, and then John uyaqala uyapreacher, and then Jesus Christ uyabaptizer, and then bese beyambethela, and then the Pentecost, and then 34 AD. Sitheke ama waymarks esingawanikwanga ngeke sizihluphe ngawo, but noma ngabe awekho sinawo, kodwa be sure ukuthi akhona, ukuthi thina esingazi nanokuthi awekho important, because if they're important besonikwa, right? But akhona ama waymarks ayithula, right? So and then bese siya lapha egcineni from 70 AD to 100 AD. Uyabona? Nakhona futhi akhona ama waymarks ayi-2 are in between esikwili ya history kaKristu. A1 esiyazi. Ayiphi? Because uJohn the Revelator kuzophuma i-decree laphana, i-death decree ukuthi uJohn the Revelator makathiweni makabulawe, angithi? Because uyiswe Patmos ke ngoba yini bahlulekile ukumbulala. Siyabona? So kukhona i-decree ke lapha ya, death decree yokuthi makabulawe uJohn the Baptist, uJohn the Revelator, this disciple of Christ. And so siyazi ukuthi ke akazi ukufa-ke uzohlala ePatmos. Leya waymark asiqinisekanga ngayo, sinikwanga futhi, we don't understand it. And then bese-ke kuba 100 AD njengoba besichazile the second coming of Christ, uKristu masebuya ezomnikeza this book, the book of Revelation. Siyabona ukubuya kwaKristu kwesibili-ke lokho. So simple as put, yiwo lama waymarks. Now sibuye size kwi-history yethu-ke manje deala nalama histories in parallel, angisho njalo. So 1989 is the time of the end of our history. And so after that, into esoyenza-ke njengamanje ngizokunikeza nje lama waymarks, but sizokwenza njengasekuqaleni, sizoloko siwa establisha ukuthi siwathathephi as isikhathi siqhubeka. But njengamanje I will just give you lama waymarks. And then ile waymark elandelayo la u1991, again we will establish ukuthi why sisho lezo zinto. And then elandelayo it is 96 when this message is formalized. Then go 2001, this message, it is ready manje to test the people. So 91, 1996, this is the yiwo lama waymarks, even these small waymarks esikhuluma ngawo. And so siphinde futhi siqhubeke mase sifika la apha ama waymarks esikhuluma ngawo. Again sizokunika lama waymarks, but as siqhubeka nezifundo zethu sizowa establish lama waymarks. Elandelayo njengamanje la it is 2019, right? 2019, 2021. So it's kwi-history kaKristu sine cross, sine Pentecost. Kweyethi history i-cross ihambisana no-2019, i-Pentecost ihambisana no-2021. Siyazibona lezi zinto. Again, njengoba ngisho, we will have to establish zonke lezi zinto. And then after that bese-ke kwenzekani? Bese siba ne-Sunday law njengoba silinde i-Sunday law. So you can see-ke ukuthi-ke njengoba ku-2021 we are heading towards i-Sunday law njengamanje. So asinayo i-date ye-Sunday law ukuthi nini because iphambi kwethu, angithi uyabona. But kodwa you can see ukuthi i-event esilindile njengamanje ile event esisymbolize ngokuthi i-Sunday law esiloko sihlele sisho kodwa ukuthi it is not necessarily about this Sunday issue. So phinde establish lezi zinto ukuthi what do we mean, sisho ukuthini mesisho njalo. Because according to ama parables we are not supposed to expect ukuthi i-Sunday law it is about Sunday issues, because siphila kwenye i-dispensation, angithi uyabona. Amabhuku lawo i-Great Controversy ibhalwe kwenye i-dispensation, uyabona. So la kuzofanele si-understand-ke lesa story sama-churches ukuthi mesikhuluma ngama-churches sikhuluma ngama periods of the church of God on earth, angithi uyabona. So i-church ne-church iba neyayo i-message because ama-dispensations awafani. So i-message fanele i-develope ngaleso sikhathi. So ngesikhathi u-Ellen White ebhala i-Great Controversy bengabebhalela thina, ubebhala kwi-history aphila kuyona, angithi uyabona. So manje lezi zinto azibhalile bezizokwenzeka exactly ngale ndlela asho ngayo kuleya history yakhe, uyabona. But now because uKristu akasabuyanga kuleya history ka-Ellen White, uzobona-ke manje ukuthi ama-dynamics have changed. So sizo-establisha futhi lezo zinto ukuthi sizisho ngokuthini. Ngiyazi ukuthi ama-Adventists ziyathusa lezi zinto ukuthi okhuluma ngani usho ukuthini ngoba silinde i-Sunday law njengamanje. But yes, silinde i-Sunday law, but it doesn't have to ukuthi i-issue ibe ileya issue yabo ngesikhathi sabo, because izinto eziqhubeka ziyashintsha, uyabona. So we will prove these things as siqhubeka. So again sithi-ke awekho ama-waymarks asinawo, but kodwa we do have a loud cry. Ellen White usinikile leya waymark ekuthiwa i-loud cry. I-Sunday lo message iyaqhamuka, and then you have this latter rain period, and then ihambisana ne-loud cry leyanto. History yama-Millerite bayibiza nge-midnight cry, lowa August 15 ebesikhuluma ngaye, kuthiwa i-loud cry, i-midnight cry. So le cry ke yiyo leya. So mase ukhala, or this cry, nayi lento siyibonile la. August 15 Exeter camp meeting, ila ke manje ngempela this message is formalized, this message of time is formalized, ukuthi ngempela uKristu uyabuya ngo-October 22nd 1844. So kukhulunywa ke manje nge-midnight cry. This is a midnight cry, a midnight cry la, because some versions avukile manje, and wonke ama-versions amemeza umyeni ukuthi umyeni uyabuya nini ngo-1844 October 22nd. So atrimiwa ama-lamps, because the story sema 10 virgins lesi, story sama Millerites, Matthew 25, right? So sithi-ke this midnight cry, this cry, masawubona abantu bekhala, this cry, le message manje it is formalized, so ungakwazi manje ukuyipreacha and say ready futhi manje to test the people. Angithi yabo. So nayi-ke ibuyile-ke manje njengoba siveza ke nala still ukuthi-ke you have this cry, nayi Sunday law izoqhamuka la, and then this is the period of the latter rain. So you have this cry, it's a loud cry. So the message is packed to test, is ready to test the people at the close of probation. Siyabona again njengoba sisho John 90 or John la kule waymark sithini sithi ready manje, angithi yambona, to preach. Angithi John is ready to preach. Siyabona njengoba sisho ukuthi ke even nala siphuma khona, the Millerites were ready to preach this message of Christ coming on October 22nd. Angithi. So again sikhulume William Miller ukuthi William Miller ngo-1833 is ready to preach. Angithi sho njalo. So sithe 1816 William Miller ustadishile for 2 years, ehlangana imessage yakhe, understand yonke doctrine yakhe, increase of knowledge, right? Ngo-1831 to 1833 sithi manje sithi the message is formalized, because uMiller manje 1831 ila qala khona to preach this message. We understand ile, but to preach it uqala ngo-1831. Angithi uyabona. So because the message is formalized, say ready manje ukuthi test abantu ngo-1840. So it's the same thing nala, the message is ready manje to by preach at this midnight cry. All right. So sithi-ke I think izizwakala lezi zinto. So sithi-ke yiwo kama-waymarks lawa Sunday close of probation sinawa-ke siwanikiwe-ke the message of the message decree, that decree mase ama-rulers omhlaba sifundile decide ukuthi laba bantu they are deserving of death, mababulawa. And then after that sithi banikwe a message of time ukuthi uKristu uzobuya nini, a day and the hour of Jesus is coming. Sifundile lezi zinto kwi-great controversy. So sithi-ke in a nutshell nanka ama-waymarks yiwo lawa esiwabonayo. I hope izinto zethu zi-clumsy, the up and down kuyale nale, kodwa I just hope ukuthi siyakwazi ukubona kodwa ukuthi sikhuluma ngoline kaKristu, right? Sikhuluma ngoline we-144,000, and then bese sithi there are two-way marks in between these small way marks, yabona. So iyona into ebesizama ukuyi-establisha la kwiline kaKristu neline yethu is the same. Lama way marks kufanele uwabone. So besidila ke ne-line omkhulu, lo line esithi line of the 144,000, this big line ophethe yonke history, right? Suke ekuqaleni kuze kuyobuya uKristu. Sabese sithi kodwa ngaphansi la there are three groups ozwathola kuyo le history, same history, but because ama groups awafani, angithi sithe khona the priest, the Levites, and the Nathaniels. Right? So sisuke sikhuluma nge-group yama-disciples zangithi, ama-disciples le group kulesi sikhathi saKristu, ama-disciples. Sabese sithi kukhona i-second group, right? Then bese i-gospel iyaphi, iya kuma-Gentiles, angithi. So iyona into esizama uku-establish ukuthi there are three groups. I2 they are found atholakala kwa-Israel, ama-disciples, ama-Israelites lawo. This second group ama-Israelites, because remember ukuthi before i-gospel iphume iye kuma-Gentiles fanele benze njani? Kupreachwe inside kwa-Israel, siyabona uthi uKristu shumalani kuqala ezimvwini ezilahlekile zakwa-Israel. So then after 34 AD ke izoqala igospel ke manje bese yenza njani? Bese iyaphuma, right? So sithi ke mesibuya ngesifundo esilandelayo sizozama uku-establisha these three groups ke manje, nakhona sibeke ama-way marks akhona. Khona futhi you have two-way marks in between. Ilo point lethu esifuna ukuli-establisha kulezi zinto. Then ke la sokwazi ukubona ukuthi kahle kahle ukuze sikwazi ukubona ukuthi la sihamba khona njengamanje sikuphi and kwenzekani, nanokuthi kule history yethu sekwenzekeni. Alright, I hope khona sikutholile by God's grace. Sisivala ke isifundo la. Siyabonga ukusipha indlebe. God bless. Amen.